This is Gina, and this is my discussion board post 5.1 on how to support online learner. What is blended learning? Blended learning is a formal educational program in which a student learns, at least in part, through online delivery of content and instruction with some element of student control over time, place, path, or pace. Most importantly, making the transition to a blended learning classroom does not have to happen overnight. Posting, teaching, and learning materials online a little at a time systematically increases offerings to students. This makes the progression for students, teachers, and parents seamless, beginning by providing instructional materials that were used throughout the lesson during the school day, and then gradually adding extra options such as online collaboration, assignments, grading, and lesson material. Many different types of learners can benefit from blended learning due to a multitude of different reasons, from natural disasters to snow closings to long-term student illness, struggling learners, especially our ESOL learners, and any students who are entering your classroom midway through the school year, which always happens, would benefit from blended learning environment. This type of e-learning brings stability to learning that is not otherwise possible. One of the top teaching strategies comes from the 10 Principles of Effective Online Teaching Best Practices in Distance Education by Lawrence Reagan. Principle number 2, practice proactive course management strategies. The online instructor can help create a successful learning experience by practicing proactive course management strategies. These strategies include, but are not limited to, monitoring assignments, submissions, communication, and reminding students of missed and upcoming deadlines, and making course progress adjustments where and when necessary. The goal of this principle is to make sure that students are empowered and take responsibility for their own learning and to free the instructor to concentrate on their time. Another strategy that I believe to be effective comes also from the 10 Principles of Online Teaching by Lawrence Reagan. Principle number 3, establishing patterns of course activities. Like many of our day-to-day classroom face-to-face time, online learning also brings challenging aspects of designing an online classroom so that it is working for all students. Principle 3, although the online classroom environment provides tremendous flexibility of time and a place to study, establishing and communicating a course and pace and pattern of the work can aid both the instructor and student alike and alleviate confusion of the course operation. I like to think as principle number 3 as being flipped learning. Flipped learning occurs when direct instruction is moved from the group teaching space to the individual learning environment. Class time is used for active problem solving by students and one-to-one small group interactions with the teachers. Students can watch the short lesson as many times as they wish to grasp the concept and come to class ready to jump into the answer questions, work on collaborative projects, and explore the content further. Educators are embracing the flipped classroom and learning in elementary, secondary, and higher education in all subject areas. Principles of Effective Online Teaching number 6, think before you write. This principle really hones in on the fact of thoughtful communication from the online instructor to the class participants. Without the face-to-face interaction from a traditional classroom, the online instructor must provide feedback on assignments. This can be most helpful to students when it is clear and concise language is being used to explain the degree to which relevant course outcomes have been met. When the instructor effectively communicates etiquette expectations for course exchanges, such as in discussion boards. This also establishes a protocol for holding students accountable. And adhering to communication expectations. Establishing a frequently asked questions document by the instructor also addresses any potential areas of where students can become confused or inquiries arise. I will be using the flipped classroom model for my project. In most standard flipped classrooms, they do not differentiate for instruction. However, I will be creating lessons to differentiate for all learners. I will start the class with a traditional face-to-face instruction, giving them brief and concise instructions. Students will need to come prepared every day with their laptops that were given by the school in the beginning of the year. During the second part of my class, I will transition to a learning-based classroom on our Schoology, which is our web-based program that we use in Baltimore County Public Schools. With the new curriculum of Next Generation Science Standards being in place, I will make sure that inquiry is what is driving student curiosity through the use of questions. Questioning is always important, and this is what makes science fun and concise for most students. One way that I have in the past aligned our curriculum with certain types of blended learning have been the use of TED Ed videos. In this, we show a clip of a subject area, for example, stem cells. Within this, I create certain questions to drive student learning to find the answers through independent research.